Hey everybody, this is the final video of the Surfy Bear North American Tour 2023. Long overdue. I apologize. I just want to thank all the bands who lent me their time for channeling the project. The list would have been much bigger, but the brainchild, Jason Deffridge, who you all know from the Surf Hermits, said, brought me to the attention of maybe, too many is too much. It'll never get done. And it did take quite a while, over 6 months to get done. So I'm gonna show you what I got here, and we'll see. It has got so much tape and addresses and names all over it from all the bands. We have the Surf Hermits, where it started in Canada, then over to the Angry Red Planet, then to Wiped Out in New York City, then over to Syracuse Underwater Bosses, then to San Francisco with Lewis Bailey and John Ashfield, then down to Sacramento with Clifton Moorman from the Blow Floaters. It was supposed to land in Texas, but it didn't happen. There's a time mix-up. And then to Florida with Jim Colby from Agent Octopus and Jim and the Sea Dragons. Then back to me. The process took a little over 6 months to get done. And I want to thank everybody who helped us out and promoted it and just made the greatest videos. I'm going to unbox it now. And I've yet to see it up close. From what I understand, every video, the American Postal Service, every video turned out well, and there it is. The Surfy Bear, I think. Let me get it out of here. The Surfy Bear has made it to Pottstown, right outside of Philadelphia, intact. And what a beaut it is. A little heavier than what I thought. This is for shipping, as you probably already know. The springs are inside, spring reverb, of course. The cool thing is everybody had a different opinion of it, did a different video. There's some really hilarious ones. There's some really like nitty gritty, down to earth, down to the nuts and bolts and sound and settings. But after this, it goes off to somewhere else. We have some of the signatures right here. If you want to zoom in, with Jim, Killingsworth Surfing Game, Underwater Bosses, Clark from Wiped Out, Surf Hermits, Green Reflectors, the Blow Floaters, Clifton Moorman, and I can't read that one upside down. Lewis Bailey. And I'm going to do my due diligence and put my name right there, and then ship it off to its final destination. Last thing I do want to know is or show is my pitch letters. There's a lot of cool, very cool posters and stuff that I'm gonna have to hang up. Jason's idea was to do this, and I said, no, I don't want to put them out too much, and they did it anyway. And I'm going to say lots of nice things and give my honest opinion. And it's just heartwarming how the surf community has treated me, and accepted me. This is my pitch letter. There's Donnie Blair from the Toadies and Tulsa Doom on the old Titus Media Records. It never happened. He was actually going to record with a really well-known producer. So it starts off here, and then I stayed up a whole night and wrote it. And I gotta tell you, for as convoluted as the story is, everybody really followed it to a T and made time during their busy schedule, their work schedule. They all work. We're all in bands, playing shows, and my constant bugging made it any easier for me. So there's a Surfy Bell Metal. They also have a new color, mostly peach. Check that out on surfmusic.com, and stick around to see more.
Hey, I'm Jason from the Surf Hermits, and I wanted to talk to you about the Surfy Bear Pass-Around project. The idea sort of came up in the midst of a conversation that Ryan from Pi Records and I were having. I don't know what inspired it specifically, but at any rate, the idea came up that wouldn't it be cool if we could get our hands on a Surfy Bear and pass it around to some musicians and maybe inspire some new music and just have a fun time doing that. I know for myself, I've never really had anything that really drips properly reverb-wise. I guess I'm a bit of a bad surf musician, not much of a traditionalist at any rate. But I thought it'd be super cool to try out the sound and see what I think. And I know that new gear always inspires me to write new music, so I guess it was selfish in that sense. I'll get at least a tune out of it, if not more. So in the course of developing the idea, we thought, hey, let's find some people and pass it around too. Who would be interested in getting that, and who would be interested in playing with it. And there wasn't like a really stringent vetting process or anything, and we couldn't make it a big project. I know that some people probably felt left out possibly, and that wasn't an intentional thing. It's just something we had to keep it into a sort of a coherent package of people, and the time frame of mailing something around takes a long time. So even as it was, we probably had too many people in the pass around. It took a few months to sort of get everything together. The idea was to have the Surfy Bear arrive. You would unbox it. You would make a video playing through it or writing with it or whatever, and then you would sign it and you would send it to the next band. And then I think in the original idea, we were going to have that eventually returned to Ryan, and it could be kind of a prop for the YouTube channel sitting in the back with everyone's signature on it. So that was pretty cool. And I know for me, it definitely inspired a new tune, and it made me think experimentally a little bit. The tune that I wrote for it was called Ursa Major. That's the lead-off track on my latest Surf Hermits album, Road Trip. And that tune has the Surfy Bear on every instrument. It's on the bass, it's on the guitars, it's even on the drums, in fact. That's the drum reverb. So I thought that was super fun. I know that the Angry Red Planet, Rod from the Angry Red Planet, he wrote a new tune for it as well. And as it got along, I don't know if people wrote for it, if they did existing material through it. At any rate, it was cool. It got us doing something fun and making videos and making music, and tied us all together a little bit. And I hope we can do something like this in the future. Maybe we'll shoot for the stars and convince Fender to send around a dozen American professional jazz masters that we can play with and write our names on. Okay, maybe not. But anyway, Fender, if you're watching, take note. This is Jason from the Surf Hermits. Thanks, Ryan, for the great facilitation of the Surfy Bear project, and I'm sure we'll kick it again soon.
Hi, I'm Jim from Jim and the Sea Dragons, and when Ryan Haggerty from the Mighty Pi Records reached out to me and asked if I was interested in testing out the new Surfy Bear reverb pedal, Well, I didn't hesitate because I'd been wanting to try one for a long time. I was pretty excited when the box arrived. I mean, it was beat to hell, but then it had been halfway across the world and in the hands of maybe half a dozen other surf bands. Took it out to my music room and fired it up, and the first thing I thought was, this thing sounds like crap. Well, of course, I hadn't read the directions, and there was a big piece of foam in the actual tank, keeping the springs from bouncing around during transportation. So as soon as I took that up, I was pretty impressed. Got to play with it for a couple weeks, and then I sent it along to the rest of the gang, and as far as I know, it completed its North American tour and made it safe into the hands of Ryan, and it was a great experience. I really enjoyed it. Thanks so much. This is your old pal, Sea Dragon Jim, signing off and reminding you to listen to the Pie Records podcast. And when it comes to reverb, the wetter, the better.